Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking distress. Not that kind of distress. We're talking distressing papers, pages for journals, pages to go into, or pieces to go onto a mixed media creation. We're talking distress. So let's get busy. So when we're creating either pages for journals or ephemera, maybe pages for mixed media, whatever, you don't always want a clean edge to your paper or a clean edge to your journaling card or your tag or whatever. So what do? Well, one of the easiest ways I've found is tear it out of the book, and it automatically distresses. Pretty simple and pretty easy. But if you tear it out and you're one of those neat people that can tear it out without leaving a ruffled edge, simply use your hands and tear just a little bit off. Go down and tear little bits off and you'll have a nice distressed edge. But what if you don't want the paper torn? You want to give it a distressed edge without actually ripping it? Well, there's a couple of options. One option is to get this little distressing tool from Tim Holtz. I got this for Christmas one year. And what you do is you take... Try that again. What you do is you take your paper and you run it, and it's little razor blades inside here, and it distresses and makes it like chewed. Like somebody chewed it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me see. But it's distressed on the end. Now, maybe you don't have money for this or you don't want to buy that. That's fine, because if you have a fingernail file, it does the same thing. You just file your paper till you get the level of distress you want. It's exactly the same as the Tim Holtz. It's exactly the same as the Tim Holtz, only way cheaper, and you can buy a whole pack of these. Okay, so those are some ways to distress. But say you don't want to distress the page at all. You want to add, maybe make it look aged by, you've seen people ink the edges. That's great. You can get ink and ink around, and there's different brands of ink, but sometimes ink's pricey, or maybe you want to ink one thing so you don't want to buy a whole, pack of inks or one big ink or whatever. That's not your thing, so you don't need it for a lot. What can you do? What is your alternative? So I've got a couple of alternatives for you. You can use watercolor pencils, used to be called map colors back in the day. And you can get whatever color you want. If you're doing ocean, you might want to do blue. If you want that vintage look, of course, you're going to want a brown or a tan. And all you do is come up at the top and just kind of gently, with the side of the pencil, kind of feather along. And get it as dark or as light as you want. It really is depending on personal taste. And I'm going to do it just kind of darker so you can see it, but again, you can do it. And what you do is you kind of fold it so the pen is actually coloring on the edge of the paper, okay? It's easy to do. It doesn't take long to do, except you have to be able to see it. Okay, and you just basically color along the edge with your map color. Simple to do, even simpler if I wasn't holding it up. Okay, but you color along the edge and there you go. It's just like you inked it, only cheaper, and you aren't stuck with ink you don't want. But say you're saying, okay, I can see that, but I want something a little more pronounced, more like ink. Then use a marker, and I don't have a brown marker. I have a gold, so we're going to use gold. So the same thing on the edge, and I'm going to do it right next to the other one, is you just come up and you just go over the page till you get the darkness you want. And there's that one. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, see? There's that one. So markers work great. Watercolor pencils, if you want a lighter look, work great. And these are all super affordable ways. You don't get stuck with ink that maybe you don't want. And I'll link these markers below. They're Ecoline brush pens. And I will link the Crayola watercolor pencils below too. So this is all a really great way to do this without spending a lot of money. Now, what if you want to, you don't want to do it that way, you don't want to tear it, what's another option for you? I have a couple of more options. These are a little different. One is you could make some paper tape, which is just paper. You put double-sided tape on the back. You tear along the paper tape to get your rough edge. So you're not actually tearing your journal page. You're tearing paper tape. And then you just apply it to your page, your tag, your ticket, whatever you wanted. And you just put it up there like that. And of course you would use similar papers like you would use book pages. And there you have a distressed page edge. And if this was on coffee stained paper, it wouldn't be that noticeable. So that's an option. Another option for a distressed edge is to take lace, any kind, any color. I'm just going to use a little bit for this demonstration. Cut the lace however far you want. I'm just cutting off a little bit. So I have the raggedy edge there. Then you come in and you just attach it to the edge of your paper with some glue. Attach it with some glue. And you put the cut edge up so it makes it look distressed on the edge. And there you have a distressed edge using lace. So it's a very cool way to distress a page. Another way you can do this, and there's, like I said, there is a bunch of ways. Another way is, say you have a tag, okay, and it's a certain size. Layer that tag with multiple layers. And I'm just folding this one so you'll get the gist of it, okay? Cut this so it looks like a tag. So layer it like multiple layers and come in and just tear off a couple of the top layers. And you can do them different tears, and then you have a layered look and a distressed look. But it's still a solid piece on the back. That's another way to distress a page, an ephemera, whatever you want. Couple of other ways, if you have any type of border punch, of course you can border punch it. And that'll give you like a pretty, but it's distressed because it's not a solid edge. Okay, so that's a way. Another way is to take some scotch tape. If you want it torn, but you're afraid to do it yourself, take a piece of scotch tape, put it on the edge that you want, you know, just a little bit. If you notice, the majority of my tape is sticking above the page, not on the page, okay? Get it really good and stuck on there, and then come in and just rip your tape off. And there you have a more distressed edge. Pretty cool. So these are all some fun, easy, inexpensive ways to distress. They're a little different than just doing ink all the time. And also, like I said, if you don't ink a lot and you just want to do it for maybe one project or one piece, then going with the map colors and the markers is definitely a great way to do that. The tape is also a great way if you want that rough edge, but you're afraid you don't trust yourself to do little bits. The tape is a great way. or adding the lace. It gives it a raggedy look if you cut the lace down the center so the rough edge is up. So anyway, these are some affordable, easy ways to distress that won't break the bank, won't. And don't forget our handy dandy nail file. Very simple, very easy to use. It works on anything. Yeah, it's a great little tool. I hope you enjoyed our many ways of distressing today. I hope you might have picked up a new tip or trick in there, because it's always nice to have a lot of different tools in your arsenal when you get ready to create. Anyway, guys, have a great day. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.